Well, hello. It is Jamie J, and I am the founder and managing director of Bottleneck Virtual Assistants. I'm the co-founder and co-managing director of Bottleneck Medical Virtual Services. And welcome to the Thursday Facebook Live. We come every Thursday at around 9:30 a.m. Central. It's 10:30 Eastern. I believe that's 8:30 Mountain, and of course 7:30 West Coast over there, Pacific time zone. And thanks so much for tuning in today. Today we have a pretty cool topic. I'm going to be talking about different communication styles. And the reason I'm going to be talking about different communication styles today is because I think it's really important to be able to understand how to effectively communicate within an organization, within a team environment. And even if it's just one-on-one, it's really important to understand what the best ways to communicate with people are. And so today we are going to be talking about the assertive, aggressive, and or passive communication styles, and passive aggressive. And I'm going to be talking a little bit about each of those, and then what you can do to kind of identify what kind of team member you have, what kind of person you are, and the best way to communicate to everyone. And this can be another life lesson, so you can use it in your professional and your personal life. Again, my name is Jamie J, and if you want to learn more about who we are and what we do, I run a virtual assistant staffing company, and it's called Bottleneck Virtual Assistants. You can find more at bottleneck.online. And quick shout out to my good friend Frank Sell, who gave me this shirt, Obey the Beard. I love it. I love it. He has some really cool beard oil products called baby beard oil. So go check those out if you have a beard and you're looking to manage that. It's pretty cool stuff. And one of the beard oils that he has, the name of it is called Get Shit Done. I just love it. Anyways, I digress. Let's get back into this. I'm going to be talking about three different communication styles today: the assertive communication style, the aggressive communication style, and the passive aggressive communication style. And then I'm going to show you different ways of finding out how you can figure out who on your team, including yourself, can find out what type of communication style works best for you, and what communication style works best for those that you're speaking with, to get the most out of your conversations. So first, let's start off with the assertive communication style. And I did write down some notes here, so I will read some of this off and I'll do a little elaboration on that. But being assertive is a core communication skill. Being assertive means that you express yourself effectively and you stand up for your point of view. You also want to respect the rights and beliefs of others. And being assertive can also help you boost your self-esteem and earn others' respects. It's thought to be the most effective form of communication. The assertive communication style features open communication link while not being overbearing. So assertive communicators can express their own needs and the desires, ideas, and feelings while also considering the needs of others. And these assertive communicators aim for both sides to win in a situation, balancing one's rights with the rights of others. Pretty assertive. Assertive communicators can also express their own needs, desires, ideas, and feelings while also considering the needs of others. One of the keys to assertive communication is using I statements, such as, I feel frustrated when you're late for a meeting, or I don't like having to explain this over and over. It indicates ownership of feelings and behaviors without blaming the other person. Here's a couple examples of phrases that you can use to become more assertive in your communications. We are equally entitled to express ourselves respectfully to one another. I realize I have choices in my life and I consider my options, and I respect the rights of others. One of the things that you have to be careful too is, while I gave examples of saying I, understanding when you say the word I, you're immediately assuming responsibility for your actions, for the words that you're speaking. And so be very careful when you say I. I is overused a lot. And if you can challenge yourself to speak and right, choosing another way to do so instead of using I, in my opinion, I believe it's more powerful. So that is the assertive communication style. The next is going to be the aggressive communication style. And it's often apparent when someone communicates in an aggressive manner. I mean, you'll hear it, you'll see it, you'll feel it. The aggressive communication style is emphasized by speaking in a loud and demanding voice, maintaining intense eye contact, and dominating or controlling others by blaming, intimidating, criticizing, threatening, or attacking them. This type of aggressive communication often is associated with issuing commands, being rude, and failing to listen to the others. But they can also be considered leadership communication styles by commanding respect from those around them. This happens a lot in the military. This happens a lot in sports. And it can definitely get the point across, but it can also really damage the person on the receiving end of that communication. So some examples of phrases that an aggressive communicator would use include, I'm right and you're wrong, I'll get my way no matter what, and it's all your fault. So it's pretty obvious to me on this type of communication is, in my opinion, a little more negative, but it is effective in the moment. I think it will have repercussions coming down the pipe if this is often your go-to communication style. So just understand when you feel a little heated and you start raising your voice. Oftentimes when you're raising your voice, you feel that you're not being heard. That's my opinion, that you feel you're not being heard. And that's usually when altercations happen, verbal altercations, when they start shouting a little bit, they're not feeling as if they're heard. The challenge there is you're not taking a break and listening. That's my favorite word for the year is listen. Listen intentfully and soulfully to engage notably. And it's something that I'm challenged with all the time. I really have to work on that, and I would encourage you to do the same. The third type of communication style is called the passive communication style, or more people are familiar with passive aggressive. And passive aggressive communication style appears passive on the surface, but within that person, they feel maybe powerless or stuck, and they're constantly building up resentment. And this can lead to an explosion. I don't know if you've ever had some things happen that you didn't really like happening to you, but you said, okay, it's okay, I'm not going to do anything, but it continues to happen, and all of a sudden you just blow up. That's a perfect example of being passive aggressive. Most passive aggressive communicators will mutter to themselves rather than confront a person or issue, because it's scary to confront somebody. And they have difficulty acknowledging their anger, using facial expressions that don't correlate with how they feel, or even deny that there's a problem. Like, okay, yeah, sure, yeah, thanks. And inside you're like, wow, I can't believe they just said that. Passive aggressive communicators are most likely to communicate with body language or lack of open communication to another person, such as giving someone the silent treatment. Oof, hate that. Spreading rumors behind people's backs or sabotaging others' efforts. Passive aggressive communicators may also appear cooperative, but may silently be doing the opposite. I think you have to be honest with yourself too. Each of us may display certain characteristics of each of these different traits of communication, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you're one exactly, and this is who you are. We're emotional. Human beings are emotional. And at certain times, we may attribute communication to a passive-aggressive style. Other times, it may be very aggressive, depending on our mood. And then other times, it may be assertive. Ultimately, though, when you look at passive-aggressive communicators, they are aware of their needs, but struggle to voice them. The reason why I'm talking about these three different styles of communication is because while each one of them gives you an opportunity to communicate, it may not be communicating in the most effective manner. This is really important when it comes to team building. It's really important to communicate. And you're not going to be growing unless you have those challenging and difficult conversations. My recommendation, though, as hard as this may be, is to confront these challenges head on, but do it in a manner wherein you're asking questions, you're getting feedback, you're listening, you're understanding the other person's point of view or the group's point of view. And then while you may or may not disagree with it, doesn't matter, address it in a way that is not demeaning, that is not aggressive, shouting, maintaining a calmness within your voice is very powerful in my opinion. So how do you find out if someone may display these types of behaviors, or how do you realize if you're displaying these type of behaviors, maybe even not even knowing that you're displaying these type of behaviors? Well, that's where soft communication skills come in, and we can find out how we are as a person and the best way and what kind of communicator we are by completing what we call as a DISC assessment. And a DISC assessment, it helps avoid the pitfalls of just assuming, right? A DISC assessment helps measure how an individual prefers to interact with others. It creates a common language and a self-awareness to better understand ourselves and others. It's a really powerful tool. Many of you have probably taken a DISC assessment, and DISC stands for DISC. There's a dominant, an influence, a steadiness, and a conscientiousness about these DISC profiles. And they're scored depending on how you answer questions. The DISC assessment provides the strengths and weaknesses, and more importantly, how to communicate effectively against those strengths or weaknesses. And it's a powerful, powerful tool. We here at BNVA, at Bottleneck Virtual Assistants and Bottleneck Medical Virtual Services, we have all of our candidates take a DISC profile. And what we find out about them is what type of personality they have. So if we were looking, and we had a client that was looking to hire, say, someone for lead generation, we would want somebody that's a little bit higher in the I, in the influential area. And that tends to be someone that is maybe a little more assertive in their approach to communicating with people. Sometimes we're looking for maybe data entry. Now, this person needs pretty rock steady, right? They need to be very detail oriented. So we're probably going to look for somebody that's a little bit higher on the steadiness or the S type of a spectrum there. And what's neat about the DISC profile is it gives you a score, and you can kind of see where they fit in with these job roles. But what's really cool is it also gives you, as a business leader, as a business owner, a really good insight in what the best way is to communicate with them, to get the most out of them, and for them to respect you and to have a great working relationship. So we offer this for all of our virtual assistants, all of our candidates, and we highly encourage you, if you haven't taken a DISC assessment or it's been a while, to reach out to us and see what you can do about taking the DISC assessment too. In lieu of a DISC assessment, if that's just not something that you want to do, because there is a fee associated with that, if that's not something you want to do, but you are still interested in hiring a virtual assistant, you can fill out a DISC assessment questionnaire. And this is a 24 question assessment that you would fill out, looking for the best and worst traits, or the most what you want in a certain person and the least what you want in a certain person. You do that for 24 questions. And then what we can do is we take that, put it into our software, and it will match against our database of candidates and find those that are going to be most matched with what it is that you're looking for. It's extremely powerful. So I can't recommend this enough. Again, today we talked about this assertive, aggressive, or the passive or passive-aggressive communication styles, and we talked about the pros and cons of each of those. I just wanted to bring this up today. Thank you so much to the team for recommending this conversation today, because I think it's a really important thing that we need to kind of think about. Remember, listen intentfully and soulfully to engage notably. Listen first, and then respond, and lead with kindness, right? Lead with kindness. My name is Jamie J. I am the co-founder and managing director of Bottleneck Virtual Services. If there's anything that we can do for you, please let us know. If you're interested in hiring a virtual assistant, go to bottleneck.online. You can learn a lot more there, and we have a little inquiry form that you can fill out. And we look forward to working with you. If you are interested in finding some remote work, if you're looking to work from home, or if you want to work in a call center, reach out to us. We'd love to help you out. You can go learn more and apply by going to hiring.bottleneck.online. And we'd love to chat with you more and see what we can do about getting you a place. So without any further ado, hope everybody has a tremendously wonderful Thursday today. And prayers going out to my fellow state. Wow, it's been a crazy, wild set of weather here. So congratulations to the Blues for making it to the Cup. And my prayers are there for all of us that have had challenges, lost our homes here in the Missouri area. Just so that you know, it did miss Springfield, where I'm at. It's pretty dark outside and gnarly and lots of rain, but yeah, prayers going out to my fellow statesmen. All right. Thank you so much. Have a great one, and we will talk with you soon.